we have no control of that. At the end of the day, we have no control of that, but we're not always in the moment. So I think every young guy should, and us too, we have to be in the moment. We have to enjoy the moment and take advantage of what we can take advantage of right now. Yeah, we're still visualizing and building, but we have to be able to take advantage of what we can right now. You know, because time it's not on any of our side. Just looking at 2020, right? It's not always about the next. What's next? You know, you want to plan, as they say, if you fail the plan.
That's why I commented what I did. You know, because like for 10 years it was here's the vision from going after, and now shifted to the second career.
It's an easier transition. I should have said, I should have interjected then with what you were saying then, because not all guys are going to look at it that way, because they're overestimating. They think we can play this game forever.
Yeah.
You know, think we're going to get paid forever. They don't plan. They're out there spending $2-3 million a year doing the same old dumb that they were doing when the checks were good. It's not going to always be that way. When you was in the spotlight, it was time for you to make that transition. It was like, wow, I'm here now. You know, you didn't flinch, but you was like, damn, you had a come to Jesus moment, like, okay, it's real.
Yeah.
But you were prepping.
Yeah.
Fred, you went out when your body said, I can't be great anymore.
My head said it before my body said it. Because I felt like I still could go. I was training with Frank Gore. You know, I was training with Maurice Jones. These are the top dogs at that time. But I knew Forte, Matt, you know, I knew that if I went to training, I wasn't shutting it down. So for that whole the collective bargaining negotiation off season, I said, man, I'm eating Twinkies. I'm eating ice cream.
There you go.
I'm trying to stay away from the facility. I ain't going to train. Because if I do, I know it's going to happen. I'm going back for year 14. So really, it was my head forcing me out. My body, I'm like, you know what? I done been through this before. You know, they call me Fragile Fred, but I played 13 years. Like, Fragile Fred.
I never heard Fragile Fred.
No, that's started in Jacksonville.
Enemy UAV overhead.
But, you know, and I was homegrown.
We have taken control.
But I proved otherwise. The average, like I said, the average life level was 3 or 3.5. I played 13. I ain't struggled.
I got it, man. And Chad, you need to close.
Team deathmatch.
Everything
Here
else
they
is
come.
good. I ain't
Attack.
spend no money while I was playing.
But what he just said, something interesting. My mind went before my body. My first year
You're losing
in
control.
New York, that was probably my best year ever. Yeah, like
Changing max.
Whatever, like,
Enemy personal radar overhead.
I couldn't understand, like, why am I
Changing
so
max.
And I would go out there and have 2 touchdowns.
We have control. Crush them.
That passion wasn't there. I couldn't understand. Like, this is the first time I feel like here's the ball. I used to cry, man. I still played 3 more years. And my mind went before my body, and I still found the
Your
way.
mind was focused on this. I'm saying, you tasted it. Look at him. This tastes like boy, when you at the spot. Oh, he got glass. The eco-friendly glass.
Yeah, right.
Hey, look at that. Rose in here or something? Yeah.
There's a hero like premium.
Premium.
It's alkaline.
Everything premium, baby.
It's fancy, but not real though.
I'm taking fire.
This ain't for the show.
Yeah.
What the
We had to fight to get his meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get a bill. While we right to get a deal. You know the team, we gotta eat, you know. Despite the skills, fat and
You're losing control. The lead is ours. Keep pushing. We're losing ground. Focus.
Changing max.
personal radar overhead. Enemy at the
Well,
office.
I will never agree with anybody.
Reloading.
For our country. Let me just tell
Enemy
you,
personal radar overhead.
Calm down.
when the national anthem is played, when I look at the flag of the United States, I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine, both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place. So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I do.
We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get a bill. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, you gotta eat, you know. Despite your skills, pack. Rising for the fam, you gotta light the fucking wheel straight up. Losing the past bad, work up in the trash bag.
They've reached the halfway point. Get moving.
Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, owns 1,000 NFL records.
I can't even pet you without you shaking your fucking head, man.
I would say a leader in the community.
Mama, you need to clean his ears to that.
Came out, made a strong statement.
I don't know why you don't
As
do
an
it. Like
NFL player, we understand how powerful our words
Look at it,
Reloading.
baby. He tripping. Put them
Me,
together.
when I saw that, it seemed like
his ears.
That's his ears.
he wanted
Said
to
it
make
burns
that
his
statement.
ears.
He wasn't putting the
Not the-
he wasn't-
not the-
Yes, it does. The white burns his ears when he has open wounds and that.
I was hurt.
What about this dripple shit?
And then I was a little confused. And the question
Enemy
that I
in the
had walking away from my phone watching that video was, is this the epitome of white privilege?
I think it's the epitome of somebody being sensitive to what's going on around them. Like you mentioned, there's no way he doesn't know or understand what's going on in this country today. I know I have close friends that have played with him in New Orleans, spoke very highly about him. So you kind of want to give him the benefit of doubt. You want to say, hey, maybe he misspoke. But then when you look back at his track record, you look back at his history, not speaking only about topics like this, just about how he addresses the media. Always clean cut, always polished, ambassador, very careful when he chooses his words. So throw ignorance out, because for the last 4 years, there's no way that he didn't know what's been going on. Right? Throw insensitive in, and he doesn't understand that you make a comment like that, it halts the movement, because there are a bunch of people that are just waiting for somebody to bring that topic up again to make that the headline.
Somebody like
Take it all
Drew
away.
Brees.
Yeah,
Enemy
make it
UAV
up
overhead.
to the top.
It
X-ray down.
personifies exactly
Now
what
or
they did
never.
when Colin Kaepernick first started in 2016. He hijacked or attempted to hijack the movement by creating awareness to social justice and
Enemy
inequality
personal
in
radar
America.
overhead.
That was what the movement was about. But what they turned it into is it's anti-American. This is about patriotism. This is about making
Enemy at the
America
center.
great again. And dog whistles and code words and things
30 seconds.
patriotism that
We are out of
people
time.
use in order to rally their base. And it makes me have to wonder, who does Drew Brees feel like his base is? And while he might do a lot of things positive for the New Orleans community around the world, his priority is still to his base.
That's where I found it odd, though, because if you really think about it, when Colin Kaepernick initially started to kneel, it was to pay homage and respect to those who fought for that flag. It was a guy from the armed forces, military, I'm not sure, that spoke with him and asked him, hey, why are you sitting during the national anthem? He said, well, I'm trying to silence, protest about something I believe in that's not happening. I'm seeing way too many videos, I'm seeing people go through stuff that I'm not experiencing, but others who don't have a voice. So he said, well, if you don't mind kneeling, that would show me and the guys that fought for that flag a little respect and gratitude. So he said, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I would kneel. So how him kneeling to pay homage and respect got to him disrespecting these guys and all the people that fought for that flag. When you think about our ancestors that fought for that same flag, this country, that came back, that was arrested, killed, and not given those promises that was given to them before they went out there to fight.
No, beaten for being proud about wearing their
say
uniforms.
something about your granddads and what they did, and we still sitting here today in 2020 after what we just went through these weeks of these killings. How could you sit there and say that? If you didn't know then when Colin Kaepernick was doing it, you know now. So how could you say that?
But Drew Brees felt the same way 4 years ago. He was one of those players who had no issue saying, don't disrespect the flag. So this isn't a new position for Drew Brees, right?
Also never but it's people not want to take part in the
everyone wants to say,
conversation.
everyone wants to say that the external community made it about the flag. And the NFL perpetuated that. I was in meetings with NFL leaders, and they said, well, it got hijacked. No, you let it get hijacked.
Before you go on, so S.A. Iguodala, president of House of Athlete, spent the last 7 years at the NFL office, or in the NFL. So to say that she knows, she had a seat at the table.
I mean, absolutely. We are the most powerful sports entity in the country. And you can argue one of the most powerful in the world. So there is nothing that can be hijacked from the NFL. We let things be hijacked, right? And it was a conscious decision to let the narrative be told, because we said our base is on the other side of this, and we don't want to alienate them. And so they found themselves in a conundrum. But what
your workforce is
exactly.
But your base,
so you're making a choice.
Yes.
What we wanted you to say was our money isn't good money, right? So what we want you to say is, who are you as a corporate citizen? And if there is a base, or a majority of your base doesn't believe that Black Lives Matter, and you're saying we don't want to alienate them, you are in fact saying that Black lives don't matter to you. And patriotism has long been a cloak for racism, oppression, and frankly the indifferent to Black lives. So white people tend to say that they, we fought for this country as if they have a monopoly on the love of our country. As if Black people can't say, I love my country, but I want her to treat me better. We're not afforded that right. It's either or.
Black people built the country.
Exactly.
And we also fought for the country from a simple.
Absolutely.
It is just as much
so when they say my father,
everybody else.
My father, my granddad.
See, even that, like I just said, it is just as much ours as it is theirs. When I should have said it is just as much ours as it is everybody
Exactly.
else. Things brainwashing.
Yeah.
Right? From the media and all type of different things. But I agree with you.
They talk about World War II as if we weren't there, right? You know, when you hear him say that,
War, like we weren't there.
He's inferring my ancestors, we fought really hard for this. You guys should be grateful, as if we didn't fight next to you, and as if our grandfathers and our fathers didn't come back to broken promises that we fought for. So they don't want to acknowledge that because it does a disservice to the narrative.
But does it matter if they acknowledge it? Like, why are we so upset with Drew Brees right now for speaking his mind? Because this is the land of the free. Oh, you're a writer, right? Like, you can write whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. There's been some stories you crushed me on when I first got to the Dolphins.
Listen.
But hold on. Let me make my point, though. Why are we crushing Drew Brees? That's what he believes in. Let that man use his platform to stand on what he believes on.
And he did. And he did. And he has a right to. But the community also has a right to.
We do, but it's a waste of energy. Hold on. It's a waste of time. Let me tell you why. Because we need to take that energy to the system. Because we should be saying, thank you, Drew Brees, for showing us who you really are. Like, now I know who I'm in a huddle with.
That's
now
what I'm about to say.
Who I'm in a locker room with.
You can't make that comment and then be in a foxhole with them.
Exactly.
You can't, listen.
He's not the quarterback. Hold on.
You have a right to believe what you believe. But when you look at the majority of his teammates, their ethnicity, their skin color,
70%.
Yeah. You can't make that comment and be in a foxhole with me.
So with that said, I don't mean to cut you off. As a teammate, if you was a teammate, how do we go on to play this season knowing how he really felt?
If this was 4 years ago when Cap first took a knee, we can move on. We're good at moving on. We're good in the NFL and the NBA of eliminating distractions. We're good. But right now what's going on? The entire world is protesting this. When this is what we're talking about and this is the movement and you make that statement, I don't think you can move on.
Here it is.
I don't think
the conflict is you have a family, you gotta provide. But that's why I think when K-Guard Mike sent out that tweet, that was powerful. He gets the ball from this man at all times. And he basically said, like, look, here's my problems, here's my struggle. You call me your brother, you say you love me, everybody, blood, sweat, and tears, all that in the locker room. But then when we leave this facility, I'm on my own. If you're not my brother on the outside, I can't be your brother on the inside.
I care about you, but I don't necessarily care about your people.
Yeah.
And it's the problem.
But it's you as well though too. Like I've seen, all the Instagram videos that are going out right now. I'll tell you the most powerful one that I saw was I can't remember the young man's name. I apologize, but in Torrance, California, from the time he got pulled over to the time that he was shot and killed took 15 seconds. I'll be honest with you. I always felt like, you know what? I get pulled over by cops. I'm good. You know why? Because they probably ran my plates. They know who I am. I'm on Gucci. You know what? Even if they get to my car, they're going to look at me, see my status, look at my car, this and that, look at my neck. Okay, they're going to know because I'm a pro athlete, this and that. Okay, he's not one of the harmful ones, right? When I saw this video, this man had got pulled over. 15 seconds later, he was dead. He didn't get a chance. And so I saw that. I'm like, this is an opportunity where I get pulled over. The cop might not check my plate. He comes up to my window. He feels threatened just because I'm black or whatever. And it changed.
You're a big black man. That's why you're a threat and the scariest thing in society today. And an educated big black man.
That's what it is. When if you think about in the past, we were big. They said we were big, we were strong, we were athletic, we were angry, we were aggressive. Now you look at social media, it gives individuals a platform. Now they're seeing what compassion, intelligence, fathers, we're all these different things.
Husbands, businessmen.
On the low, you created the supreme being. You already said we were bigger, stronger, faster, and more aggressive than you. But now everybody gets to see that we're just as intelligent. Given the same opportunities, we can do just as what everybody else does. So that, honestly, I believe that is the biggest threat.
And now the new challenge is to hold back those opportunities. And you see it, the NFL is a reflection of that. Look, for decades, they've held back black quarterbacks. Now, two are the face of the NFL. And that makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They are uncomfortable. And
not only that, they're black and they're acting black.
I know for certain.
Turn camera off.